newest episode of Survivor 49 is so boring it put me in a 5-month coma. Anyways, let's go over this new episode, shall we? The episode starts off with us heading to the tribe that just went to tribal council. And Jason's just like, guys, I am so freaking thankful that you guys decided to keep me, You're not going to be thankful for very long, Jason. And then Mr. Jason says that the only people that received votes were old Hina. Jason, are you a dingleberry? Matt clearly voted for Nate, you freaking moron. And then they all do the most awkward group hug I've ever seen in my entire life. And then Savannah Banana says she's living the survivor dream and it can't get better than right now. Actually, it freaking can, Savannah, because you could be enjoying a bourbon mushroom burger from Applebee's right now. And then they all say, we're gonna make it to merge. About. And then we head to nighttime on the Blue Tribe. And then Shannon the Stinker says she's very mega scared because she's on the bottom of this tribe, but then bingo, an idea comes to her. So she whispers over to Steve and she's like, hey Steve, what if we go into merge with 2 yellow people, 2 blue people, and 2 red people? Shannon, you haven't even freaking been to tribal council yet, bucko. Shannon, this is quite literally what Tim, Hunter, and Q did on 46, and it was the worst alliance in Survivor history. And then Steven's like, man, Shannon's playing so freaking hard right now because, she wants to make an alliance. I guess that's playing hard in this guy's book. And then Steven's like, man, I'm happy the game's starting, but I didn't expect to freaking slap me in the face. Like, Steven, what did you freaking do on your first tribe? What do you mean the game started, bro? It's the 5th freaking episode! And then Shannon also tells Alex the butt kisser about this alliance idea, and he is in love with the concept. And then Shannon says that the love language in Survivor is talking strategy. I mean, hey, it worked for Boss and Rob. Also, not gonna lie, Shannon's fit is eating this episode. And then Shannon says she'd be willing to vote out Sage. Shannon, you don't say this until you lose the challenge, because then it's obviously gonna get back to Sage, you dingle. And then she also talks to what's-her-face. My goodness, bro, some of these players are so forgettable. And then Minecraft and Steve are talking about how Shannon is being a slippery little serpent, slithering into everyone's ear canals and speaking strategy into their earlobes. And then MC says that Shannon is a very good game player despite never freaking going to tribal council. And then MC and Steven go and talk to Christina about how she's feeling in the game. I guess Sophie just doesn't freaking exist on this tribe. And Christina says she is getting very good vibes from Alex the butt kisser and Shannon. And they're like, Missy, you're not freaking allowed to like Shannon on our watch, bucko! And then Christina says, well, I really like Shannon on a personal level, and I feel like she's being very genuine with me, but unfortunately, my entire alliance hates her with a burning passion, so I guess we can't be homies anymore. And then we head back to the Yellow Tribe. And then Jason has the most thank you Captain Obvious segment I've seen in my entire life. He's like, I have the only yellow torch on a tribe that's supposed to be all yellow. Like, duh, bro. And can someone tell me what he's trying to freaking accomplish by hitting the freaking middle of this tree with a hatchet? Like, what is bro doing? And then Jason says, for the first vote, it's more what you are, not who you are. Who the freak let bro cook? That makes absolutely no freaking sense. Jason, you are all human beings. It's not like there's a freaking random zebra on your tribe. And then Jason says he wants to make personal bonds with the other players, so he starts talking to Joanne about Pokemon. Not gonna lie, if someone asks me what my favorite Pokemon is, I'm going to probably immediately steal their left shoe. Why do nerds on Survivor feel the need to talk about Pokemon? Pick any other nerdy thing, please. And then Savannah can't find her water bottle, and freaking Joanne has it. Joanne! Are you trying to be murdered, brother? Like he stole her bag, filled it with muddy sticks, and now is stealing her water bottle? He has to be rage baiting her. There's no way it's not on purpose. Savannah, I am so sorry, bro. Next episode, Joanne's probably gonna have your entire freaking wardrobe on his body. Yeah, Sophie's face kind of explains his entire situation pretty perfectly. And then we head back to the Blue Tribe, and they're going crab hunting, and obviously Shannon the Crab Whisperer is leading the pack. And then Shannon and Alex are happy they caught a crab, and then like, Sage is mad about that? What? And then Shannon says this new tribe has been a roller coaster because that's what Survivor is. Actually, Survivor is not a roller coaster, you dumb moron. And then Alex and Shannon are talking, and then freaking Sage says, "You can see her lips moving a mile away. That's how she talks to everyone." With her freaking lips moving? What do you want her to do? Be a ventriloquist? Use silent language? What is wrong with you, bro? And then Sage says that Shannon will find something you like and then talk about that thing. And this is bad. Why? And then we learn that Sophie is actually the oldest daughter of her family. So that's another fact we know. We know she doesn't like fruit, and she's the oldest daughter, and that's about it. And then Sage tries to make an analogy about how Shannon is a shark dressed as a sill. That would be one freaking big sill. Holy moly, Swagbird is back. Hashtag Swagbird is back in the comments below. And then the Capitol Hill butt kisser Alex and Steven the Rocket Man are talking about stuff and things. And I just need to vent for a second, because this has to be by far the dumbest part of the episode. Because for some freaking reason, Steven and Alex talk to each other about how Shannon had told both of them about the alliance she wants them to be in, and they're sussed because she told both of them. How else would you morons know that there's an alliance if she doesn't tell everyone that she wants to be in the alliance about the alliance? And then Alex is like, well, I guess I can't trust Shannon now because she told Steven about the alliance. What is actually wrong with your brain, buddy? And then Alex and Steven walk up to Sage and tell her how Shannon is playing really hard, and I guess freaking Sage gets possessed by a demon, because that's the only explanation I can think for this freaking look. And then Sage goes, look guys, I'm not one to badmouth anyone, but Shannon is a shark! I'm sorry, why even lead with the first part if you're just gonna immediately lie in the second half of the sentence? And then we head back to the Yellow Tribe, and Unc Nate is talking about how in his youth he didn't have no social media. Grow up, buddy! And then we have a freaking entire segment of this episode dedicated to mukbangs. Who the heck edited this episode? Nikocado Avocado? And then the boats arrive, and you guessed it, it's a journey, and the players that go on are Nate and MC. And then we head to the journey, and there are a bunch of freaking sandbags. And it's pretty simple. They just gotta take all the sandbags and drop them off at this other location, and if they don't do it before the timer runs out, then they lose their vote. Wow, shocker. And then Nate's like, man, I'm so tired, I wanna take a nap. And then for some freaking weird reason, we cut to a shot of every single other person sleeping at their camp. What the freak is a shot, bro? And then MC finds this thing. It's like, yo, wanna get an advantage in the game? And Nate's like, nah, we ain't doing that, fam. And then MC has a sob story about how she was made fun of for being too muscular in school. I'm sorry, I don't freaking believe you. If someone's bullying you for being too muscular, just freaking beat the crap out of them. And then Sage, being the absolute moron she is, tells literally everyone on this tribe that Rizzo found the idol. And then Sage and Shannon have a convo, and it sounds more fake than tofu, bruh. These two cannot stand each other. And then Nate lies and says, yeah, we didn't even have the chance for an advantage. Also, what the heck does Riz mean? Also, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the rare Savannah L's of the season so far. Her and Sophie go down and sit at the shelter that Jawan is already laying on, and then when they realize that Jawan is laying there, Savannah has the audacity to say that he's laying there to spy on her like he wasn't already freaking there. Not gonna lie, Savannah is 1000% racist. And then we head into the immunity/reward challenge. And the reward today is chickens. Ooh, tasty. I love me some KFC. And this challenge does not have a puzzle, so yeah, Jason's tribe freaking loses. Bro, Sophie cannot catch a freaking break in this game. She's the reincarnation of Denise, brother. And then we head to the blue tribe, and someone better freaking call PETA and or the vegan teacher, because this entire freaking scene is just them murdering chickens. But hey, at least Sophie actually got to freaking have a confessional. And then we head to the yellow tribe, and yeah, it's Jason. Yeah, it's Jason. Well, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and comment down below what did you think of this absolute snooze fest of an episode. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
Will be very sad, and feed us the steakers will be make it glad. And make sure to comment about how much Survivor sucks, and about how Liz loves Applebee's even though it's butt. And hit the notification bell, because if you don't, like you says, it will be a big mistake. And David the doofus will throw milk in your face, and then Stinky Sue will take a poo all over your shoes. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey everybody, this is Bruce here for Season 45 Survivor. Now, I, Bruce, the greatest Survivor player to ever exist, demand that all of you subscribe to Meme View, that's N-E-M-E, View, and hit the like button, or, if you don't, you end up like me on Season 44, alright? You don't want that, do you? Peace!